Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, boys and girls! Get it? I was LARPing. I bet you believed I was actually Santa Claus, alive in the flesh. I thought you people had flashbacks to your childhood and thought everything you were told was a lie again. But the veil has been torn off. The LARP has ended. It's not Santa Claus. It's just your favorite daily spam poster. Yap poster. Yap tuber. Yap tuber alert. If you couldn't tell by the intro and the title of this video, I am going to be talking about somebody who was LARPing and a LARPer. If you guys weren't aware of the story, I would go and check out Moist Critical's video. He had his channel in the thing, just because that's where I saw it from, and not saw it from, but got a lot of information from. I would highly recommend going over there watching his video, especially his one from the other day where he was actually talking to Technolar. But if you guys were not aware, there is a whole fad going on YouTube right now where people are making and LARPing other people's channels. So there's like Moist Critical LARP. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bunch of other LARPs. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a Mr. LARP, Beast LARP. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bunch of stuff of that nature. And that's all fine. Just, craps and giggles. As long as the original content creator is okay with it, then I see no problem with it. But there was one channel that was a little off-putting and caught some people off guard, myself included. If you guys were, bid into the YouTube or Minecraft community, a few years ago, unfortunately, we lost a legend. We lost an amazing generational Minecraft YouTuber, Techno Blade, to cancer, cancer. I hate it. I hate to see it. And my condolences go out to him. But there was a LARP channel that emerged by the name of Technolar. And he LARPed as Technoblade, and that alone, sat wrong with a lot of people. It sat wrong with a lot of people. They said, ask his dad. You have to get permission to do this, whatever. Because he was editing his videos exactly like Technoblade, and he was literally pretending to be Technoblade. He was literally LARPing, and I don't think the kid's a bad guy. I think he was just having fun and got caught in the heat of the moment. But beyond that, people were a little bit more okay with it because he said that all of the profits, there we go, I was thinking of the word, I had a little brain fart there, I just got back from work. I live in Michigan, I'm getting hotboxed every single day while just stepping outside. My anus is inhaling a lot of smoke, so my brain is fogged. But yes, he did say and make it seem that all of the commissions and profits were going to charity. But then, there was some things that came out. And, let me start by showing you this. So I got this from the Moist Turtle thing. Like I said, please go check out this video. One of my favorite, if not my favorite YouTubers. But I'm here because this is what he said in the Reddit. Techno Dad, Technoblade's dad. I've been avoiding addressing this for a while now. I just don't know how to react to this. I mean, certainly it's flattering to Techno, but, what am I supposed to do? I will say that Technolarp has reached out to me on a few occasions to get a take on things. My take on things. And I've been putting that off for a while. I just don't know what to say to him. Lately, I've been feeling very much like I just want to hide in my room and work on my scripts and space visualization software. Some days I don't even go outside. It's very peaceful, and I really haven't had enough peace in my life. I feel a little guilty for how I've kind of disappeared from the community, but I know I'll come back at some point. Anyway, my response is inconclusive. I'm still ruminating on the whole thing. So yeah, with that being said, I do give recognition and give props to Technolarp for reaching out to Techno Dad. But at first he wasn't responding, and then you could tell with that he felt pretty uncomfortable with it. People don't realize this is, he's a real dad, and that's horrible for any parent. No parent wishes or expects to lose their child before they die. A parent always assumes and wants to pass before their child does. So something like that's awful. And he wasn't very condemning of Technolarp, but he also was very indecisive and undecided. So you would think that Technolarp would, hang up the jersey for a little bit and, wait for him to reply. That's not what he did. He posted videos still continuously, but the biggest thing that threw people off is he made a video with Technoblade's friend, Schlep. I don't remember his name. Is it Schlep? I don't remember his name. Schlatt, I don't know, something like that. But they made a video together where he was pretending to be Technoblade, and Technoblade's friend was calling this guy Techno, pretending that this was Technoblade. And that says very off with me. That says very uncomfortable with me. So once again, I don't think he's a bad guy, but that's very messed up. I don't agree with that at all. I think he got caught up with the moment and was wanting to make a video and, you know, whatever. But then even after all of this, you know, the beast showed its teeth again, because he goes onto his YouTube and makes a YouTube post where he goes, guys, I know what I said, where all of my donations are going to charity, but making these videos is a lot of hard work, and that must mean something. How much money do you guys care that I take? Like, can I take, like, 25%, 50%? So can I take all the money? You know, how much can I take? Pretty much. And he did this while still not getting an answer from Techno Dad. So that alone... Oh, it stuck in my mouth. Anyway, but if he still don't have a response from Techno Dad, so why does it matter what the community thinks? And it shows where, you know, your head's at. I did it. Times are tough. Economy's tough. But you haven't even gotten a response from Techno Dad, so that very much was like a no-go for me, dog. It was a no-go for me, dog. And then beyond that, people kept looking, and he was actually taking personal donations and still making personal money, even though his description said that all of it was going to charity. It was still undecided where it was going. And, you know, but like I said, he still leaned back on that tape. It's so hard to make these videos. There's not a LARP demon possessing you, 5 feet up your anus, fisting you, saying, oh, you got a LARP, you got a LARP, you got a LARP as this dead guy. You got a LARP as this dead guy. And like I said, inherently, I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's just a young kid, you know, like me, and I know if I was in his shoes, I might have made some stupid decisions too. But that is that. But good news to end this. Good news to end this story. So I checked his channel today. I don't know when he made the announcement, but he finally hung up the Technolar persona, and I want to say he gets a lot of kudos from me from that. You know, even being young and having that ability to make that money, but being able to set that aside and try and, you know, start your own persona and make your own channel. They get big props from me. Let me show you what he said. There we go. So he changed his name to Techno LARP. To Striker LPB_MC. He privated and unlisted all of his videos. But yeah. So he goes, all Technolar videos have been unlisted and put into a playlist for everyone to view on my homepage. So they stopped getting analytical views. Blah, blah, blah. I would delete private them, but someone else would just upload them and try to profit off it. They will remain unmonetized. That's cool. 100%. That is a prop for me. If Techno Dad ever comes out and says, you know what, man, put those videos back up, do the money to charity. Awesome. But that's, you know, a lot of respect from me. Yep. You know, he still hasn't changed his username, so he said he can't, but... Techno Dad's finale answer to it all summary was to stop the Technoblade persona. There will be a video out soon showing everyone what will happen to this channel. We should all respect his answer, which I do, and honestly relieved. Sick. Changing from this into your own skin. I don't know what his final response was. I'm assuming that he said it was to not do it. So let's just skip through this video, bro. I actually haven't watched this yet. But let's see what he has to say.
So it's finally happened. Techno Dad gave the response. As you can see, I'm in my normal skin with my normal name, and I'll explain why. Techno Dad's response, I'm sure you've all seen it. I'll put the Reddit post in the link in the description. It's to quit the Technoblade persona, which honestly, I'm really relieved that I even, got an answer. I didn't really mind if it was yes or no. I respected any decision right. So the answer was to stop the Technoblade persona or anything similar to it. Now, I can't really change how I sound, like my voice, because, it's my normal voice, but I can definitely take off the skin. I can change the name. The name of this channel is Technolarp at the moment, but I don't know, maybe, tomorrow, I'm gonna change it to, Striker MC or something.
Right there, very cool. Yeah, 100%. I'm on his side with this. I agree that, it was probably a smart choice to change anyway, and honestly, I think anyway, even if his dad said, yeah, it's fine, or vice versa, it's probably a smart choice just to drop the persona, so you don't get the mixed, opinions on it. Yeah, I don't feel like watching this whole video. Let's see what the comments say. Nice. Oh, here it is. Let's read this real fast right before we end the video. Hey everyone, Mr. Techno Dad here. 4 years after my son Alex, known to many as Technoplay, passed away from sarcoma, his community remains one of the most meaningful parts of his legacy he left behind. You make art, videos, jokes, and tributes. You look after each other. Together we have built a loving and an inclusive community. It means more than can ever be properly said. Tributes are welcome, and they always will be. Fan art, cosplay, quotes, and creative work made in his memory are ways of celebrating him. And those words speak to my heart. They all speak to our hearts. I have recently become aware of concerns around a YouTube channel imitating Technoblade's voice, mannerism, looks, name, and persona. When this was first brought to me by one of Alex's YouTube friends, I was under the impression that it might be a one-time tribute. I did not know what to think. It was startling and emotionally complex to be presented with. And when people asked me about it at the time, the only honest answer I had was inconclusive. However, this has continued for several weeks, and it's now clear that an identity is being built as an ongoing public persona. That is different from a tribute. Many others have reached out for my opinion. The situation is complicated but a simple truth. Despite being Techno Dad, I cannot speak illiterally on behalf of Alex's family, friends, and fans, who no doubt have a variety of reactions. But after careful consideration, I have reached a conclusion I can give from my own perspective as Technoblade's father and as the person Alex entrusted to look after what he left behind. I am asking for this to please stop, and for the persona in question to cease. No blessing or permission for this, or for any similar persona now or in the future, has been given. I encourage anyone interested in becoming a content creator to find their own voice. Show us who you are. A sincere presentation of your authentic self will always be better than an imitation of someone else. I'm also asking the community not to harass anyone over this. That is not what Alex would have wanted. I do not believe this was malicious intent. Technoblade never dies. He is in his video where he left himself. Still making us laugh. Still breaking our hearts, Mr. Techno Dad. Heartfelt. Honestly, my eyes just watered for a second. A very cool and a very real response from Techno Dad. And honestly, even outside of the Technolar situation, what he said about content creation, I 100% agree on. Find your own voice, find who you are. So he's actually giving good advice as well, and I don't believe there's any malicious intent. A lot of the stuff of it did sound rough when I was talking about the stuff before. I was just joking around, and I think Stryker handled it in a really good way. So props to him for finding his own persona, respecting Techno Dad and the Techno community's opinions. And I wish the best of luck to him, man. I hope you have a good YouTube journey. That's all, you know. All you can really do is keep grinding and keep pushing forward. And if anybody else wants to get into content creation, that's all I can recommend is keep grinding, keep posting. And yeah, I'm very, very glad with how this concluded. That's all I have for today, y'all. Peace.